Hello there, Niyama Shang here. It's starting to rain out here, so we'll see how long this video goes altogether. There's a conundrum that's working on in my mind. I'm sitting here at one of the locations that was filmed for what's that movie called? Crazy Rich Asians. And the conundrum that's running through my mind is it's an element of trust, and the aspect of a concept that's come up a few times in recent conversations, which is this feeling that I know too much, and yet, paradoxically, I don't know enough. I think back to my journey, and one of the things that is part of my journey, I'll almost call it my possibility journey, is the fact that I ended up getting into Cornell without knowing that it even existed. The fact that I met my wife through a complete and total stranger one night while being out at a bar. My wife wasn't even she wasn't even at that bar. She was somewhere completely different. The fact that when I got into Deloitte, and this is something I haven't really shared, but for years I had attributed my success in getting into the program to one conversation where I overheard someone mention something. The funny part about all this is that I had been reaching out to members of the team for months before recruitment started. There was a 2 or 3 day deep dive interview experience, and I, for at least 6 or 7 years, attributed my getting in to the fact that I had a quick jam session, or like cram-in session, I think that's probably a better word, with some people who knew a lot about industrial and labor relations. And one of the people there mentioned early retirement. And I had never heard of it, never knew about it, and I got introduced to that concept then. And then later on, for 5 minutes during this entire 2-day experience, I brought up early retirement. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, if I wasn't a part of that conversation, I would have never gotten in. Because what you don't know about me here is that I have there's a possibility and trust conundrum. The fact is that a lot of the things that I really attribute to being great about me, or great that I really love about my life, have come through just different elements of me not actually knowing that it could be possible. And what's run up with that there is that in the past, because I didn't know, I just did it. Part of the reason why I have a podcast is because I just created a podcast. I didn't know what it would take to continue to do it. I didn't know what it would be. Part of the reason why I started doing Facebook Lives is because I just started. I didn't know what it would take to be able to do it all. And now I'm in a very interesting place where I know too much. I know too much, and this shows up in 2 different ways. I know too much in the sense of I actually know what it is that I want. I know what it is that I'm heading for, and I know what it at least it takes for a lot of other people to get it. And at the same time, along with the knowing too much, there's the other side of it where I feel like I don't know enough. Where it's well, other people have done it in certain ways. There's clearly a way to have it get done, and can I trust myself that I have that information? Can I trust myself? Because I didn't know the rain is coming. The rain is coming here, so I'm going to start walking. But I didn't know about the school about my college before I applied. I didn't know that the love of my life was going to be introduced to me the night that I met her. It wasn't like I pursued her and there was all this chase and all that stuff. It's I'd never even heard of the person, right? I didn't know about early retirement. So there's this whole thing, and yet I got a job that I loved. So I have this whole story in my mind that there's all these things that I don't know. And I can feel it right now as I'm moving on and playing and bringing in more people to be unapologetically themselves, to be a trailblazer, and to really pursue the impact that they want to make in the world. I find myself in that paradox of really knowing, can I trust myself? Or is there something else more that I don't know? And the worst part about it is that everyone else seems to know. I think that's the biggest, I think that's the biggest fear of it all, where it's like, am I missing something that is so obvious to every other person, but I myself just haven't had that experience? I shared this before, but I took AP calculus, and I didn't know I had to take an AP test in order to get credit for it, but everyone else did. And so it's been really interesting playing with that level of knowing and not knowing, and seeing what I choose to make as a result of it, what I feel to be available for me, and where I find myself kind of freezing and getting stuck. And one of the places that I'm playing with right now is to enjoy the not knowing, and actually beyond enjoying, using it as my own superpower. Because I realize that because I don't know, it's part of the reason why I don't plan. Because quite frankly, I don't actually trust that I have all of the details that are necessary to make a plan come to life. So instead, I've learned to harness being exactly in the moment, and being able to take whatever inputs I have to be able to jump to whatever else needs to be created. And it's this element there where I have ultimate trust. It's actually kind of interesting. But in that same regard of not knowing, I actually trust myself far more. The rains are coming. I actually trust myself far more than I feel most others do, because I don't need a plan. I trust that I can be completely in the moment, and everything that's necessary to take place will take place. And it's something I hadn't realized until just a few weeks ago, that it's like, actually, the trust is already there. It's built into who I am and how I operate. But it still shows up with its paradox. The idea that, what if I know too much and yet not enough? So I'm sharing this here to be real with you all. There's a lot that I'm doing here, and since I've been on a journey of two journeys. One, a journey to be unapologetically myself, and that's really been culminated with my recent name change to being Niyama Shang. And then the journey of being a trailblazer out in the world, to leverage who I am to create more space for other people, to make things easier for others, and to really elevate the way that we as leaders show up in the world. And beyond elevating that, helping us to have the courage to have a new... That one got me. Y'all probably saw me jump live there. But for us as leaders to have the courage to really usher in a new way of leadership for ourselves and others. And I'm real. Like, these are some of the conundrums, the challenges that I face, and I know that I'm not alone. So if you are someone who is, well, let me just put it this way. I'd love to see what are some of the areas that you doubt yourself, or that your trust is in a paradox, where you know it, and at the same time you doubt it. Send me a message. I'd love to just see what's real for other people, and continue on from there. And it's one of the things that I love to explore within the programs that I have, to see where we have our own contradictions within ourselves, and how we can be able to actually find more empowering ways to embrace and leverage that as we move forward. So send me a message. I'd love to be in connection with you here. My name's Niyama Shang, founder of the World Joy Movement and a World Joy Trailblazer myself. I live in paradox. That's my life, and I invite you to continue the conversation with me. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.